We're now on Objective 1, Day 2. This is the second video for this homework, and it's problems 4 and 5. And so these are the problems that deal with interpreting tables and graphs, and it's those two problems there. And the answers you should have gotten were D for number 4 and B for number 5. So skip to the one that you missed. For number 4, it says, to buy a membership at a recreation center, people must pay a one-time registration fee plus a regular monthly fee. The table below shows the total amount a person pays, including the registration fee, for different numbers of months of membership. According to the information in the table, which of the following statements is true? So if we kind of think back to what we did in problems 1 through 3, oops, I don't have my pen on, hold on. So we're essentially doing the same idea, it's just expressed differently. We still have y equals mx plus b. The y-intercept is that initial registration fee that you pay. That's what we're trying to figure out. And then the slope is how much you pay every single month because it's multiplied by how many months you have it. So if we look at this table, you notice that the first jump is 2 months. And this is $50. I can't write that far. So right away you can kind of assume that maybe each month is $25 since 2 months is 50, but we'll keep looking just to be sure. From 6 to 12 is 6 months, and then from 200 to 350 is 150. And so that works, $25 each one makes sense. The last one is 12, and then the difference in there is 300, and 12 times 25 is 300, so that works too. So we're definitely dealing with a slope of 25. So then the question is, how much is that y-intercept? What do they start with? Well, if the first data that they give us is for 4 months, and we know that each month is $25, so 25, 25, 25, 25, that means that we've dropped $100 just for the monthly fees. And that first month is $150. So if $100 was monthly fees, what you have left over is $50. And so that means that the registration fee is $50. So you start out paying $50 to get registered, and then every month after that you pay $25. So to pick out the answer, you have to be really careful that you didn't pick A, because that's saying monthly fee, which is not the case. The monthly fee is $25. So the correct answer is D, that the registration fee is the $50, because it's the y-intercept. Okay, and then number 5 is interpreting this graph. The graph below represents which of the relationships between temperature and time. And they give us a bunch of samples, and some of them are kind of tricky. We definitely see that since this axis is temperature and this is time, it's saying that over time the temperature rises and then it has a sudden downfall. So which one of these would give us a sudden downfall? If we're baking a cake and we're measuring the oven temperature, it wouldn't have a sudden downfall because it doesn't say anything about taking it out of the oven. So that one's definitely wrong. If we look at C, it says temperature of a container of hot tea after placing several cubes of ice in it. And if you've ever had hot tea and you put ice in it, you'll notice that it doesn't get cold right away. You have to wait for the ice cubes to kind of melt a little bit. And so while it does go up, you would see a more gradual curve down. It wouldn't have this sharp peak because it's not like your tea is suddenly cold. That doesn't work. The last one, room temperature of a gym after the air conditioner is turned on. Again, same concept. When you turn on the air conditioner, it doesn't make the room suddenly freezing cold. It's going to take a little while before you actually start noticing the difference. So that pointy peak right there wouldn't be appropriate for D. So that leaves us with B, which makes sense. When you're heating up water on a stove and then you take it off of the stove, there is a sudden drop in temperature. And you know that because if you've ever been cooking pasta or something and the pot starts to overflow, you can take the pot off of the stove and immediately the overflowing goes down, it stops boiling over because the temperature changed so fast. So that's how we can explain that point there, is if you just imagine taking a pot that's boiling over off the stove, how suddenly it stops boiling over. So B is your answer for that one.